Okay.
Good afternoon to everyone who have made time to join today's training session. This is a great opportunity to learn a new skill, okay? And this skill is not only going to help you, but it's also going to make you ambassadors to be able to impact other people, especially within the Women for Sustainability community. So I'm very grateful that most of you have joined to make this a success. So as we learned from Ruby has Ruby has learned the skills for so many years, and she's a guru. So I'm happy we have Ruby on board, who has also dedicated her time to train us on this. So thank you very much, and I believe that we're going to make a great impact in our society. So let's stick and stay with Ruby as she walks us through the training. Thank you very much. Ruby, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Anita. Anita is actually the co-founder and executive director for Women for Sustainability. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Okay, so today, I know we are all here to learn about Wikipedia. I just want to see by hand, like those of you who are new to Wikipedia. If you are new to Wikipedia, this is your first training, you can give me a thumbs up or any reaction. The session is really going to be a very engaging one and very interactive. If this is your first time, let me see your reaction. Okay. I see you, Seraphim. Okay, some people have, that means that Seraphim is the one who is like totally new, right? Other people have had some one or two experiences. I'm sure you are here because you want to master the skill. So basically, like Anita mentioned, this is more of train the trainers and mentorship. So it says the session is not going to end with the workshop, but then we will continue to mentor you, provide that one-on-one mentorship on the WhatsApp group that has been created. Okay, and the whole idea is that once you master the skill, like Anita mentioned, it's going to give you opportunity to lead training sessions in the community. So that's the whole point. Yeah, so that when there are training opportunities for Wikipedia and other sister projects, you can tap into some of these opportunities to lead those trainings. Yeah, so let me just deep dive into what Wikipedia is. But then again, there's something that I want you to look at on my screen. When you look at my screen, what do you see? You see a large C, right? I need people to respond. Okay, so can you imagine like traveling? How do you think traveling across the sea would be possible? So just brainstorm, think about it. If you have to travel across the sea to another country, and there's no ship, there's no airplane, there's nothing like that, anything that we see. How would this be possible? I remember I was teaching a class and they told me that someone said AI, someone also said you would just use some powers to appear in another place. That's just by the way. So that brings us to, let's talk about the story of the first airplane. We see how important it is that airplanes came into being, because without airplane, we wouldn't even have been able to travel across the sea, travel to different places. And again, even without a ship, we wouldn't have been able to do the same. Now there are different instruments or tool, do I say tool, like vehicles, different kinds of tools that people use to travel from one place to the other. And the first airplane, as it was being invented, this is how it looked like. Okay. The first people, we know of the Wright brothers. We know of the story of the Wright brothers and how they invented airplane. And they seem to be like the first people who successfully, it's not even that people haven't tried it before, but they also built on knowledge that other people or experiments that other people had tried in the past and tried to add their invention, improve it, and come up with the airplane that we see. But even at the time, the airplane that they created is not even like the one that we see today. It's totally different. And as you see from my left hand side, you see how the airplane invented and how it looks like today. I'm building something, so just follow me keenly. So it tells us that knowledge is very important, and knowledge shared is also very important for improvement. Because if that knowledge that they had in inventing the first aeroplane wasn't open, wasn't shared, we wouldn't have improved on it to have the airplane that we see today. And who knows, the airplane that we see today will become a thing of the past, because maybe in the next generation, it's going to even take a different shape. Because as we keep improving it, things will keep changing. There's also a story about the first palm wine. Um, that was discovered by a farmer who saw an elephant drinking something in, like he fell a palm tree, and when he went to check the palm tree, he saw that um, an elephant was drinking something. So he decided to get close and taste it, and that's how come he discovered that this palm tree actually could um we could get something sweet out of it, and that's how palm wine was discovered. This is an anecdotal information, okay, story. So yeah, again, today we've discovered palm wine and it's being used for so many things, including beverages and a whole lot of things. There are so many things that are yet to be discovered. Let's look at these pictures. As you can see, they are very beautiful pictures. This was a picture shared during the Wikilabs Earth 2024 by Peter Kweshi. I got it free of charge to use for this presentation. Um, and this is also another image of Adome Bridge by Caliph Ofeja. I don't even know them, but then I had those images for free on Wikimedia Commons, as well as this one too, and this. Okay, so what are we saying? So imagine that all of these resources, okay, these pictures were copyrighted. Imagine all of these pictures were copyrighted. Imagine all these pictures were copyrighted. We wouldn't have been able to use them. Like my experience with the water spillage, water dam spillage. Okay, a lot of the pictures that were took at that is at that scene are copyrighted, and so we don't have free pictures to use on Wikimedia Commons. And that is really like a big issue because I wanted to write, I was trying to write an article on Akosombo Dam spillage, and I needed pictures about it. I didn't have any free picture to use, which means that, and I even tried to reach out to one of the people who share their pictures on Facebook to donate it to Wikimedia Commons. But again, it's something that people like to hold on to. They don't like to give their pictures for free. Okay. So imagine all of these resources and research were copyrighted and not under free open license. What would have happened? It means that we'll not have those things like that I'm experiencing right now. So what exactly is the open movement? When we talk about the open movement, what are we saying? We are saying that the open movement seeks to provide solutions to our world's problem, pivoting on these fundamental things: free access, transparency, collaboration, and reuse. These are the fundamental building blocks of open movement. We seek to achieve this in free access, transparency, collaboration, and reuse. Okay, so keep that in mind. So when we talk about free access, accessing things for free, like I access the pictures for free, like anything that will help the world, we should be able to. Transparency, it's open collaboration. We work together to achieve it. And reuse, people can use it and use it again. So there are different categories of open resources. We have the open data, open governance. So we all know what open data and is the idea that some data should be freely available to everyone to use and republish as they wish without restriction or copyright parent or other mechanism. So sometimes we have, like, if you go on the internet, there are some data that is open for everyone to access. We also have open governance. It's also like governing doctrine, which holds the citizens have rights to access the documents and proceedings of governments to allow for effective public oversight. Okay. Then we also have the open resource models or development, and it's a decentralized software development that model that encourages open collaboration documentation freely available to the public. We have open science as well. Let me not go deep into it. So there are different kinds of open, as we have seen, open governance, open source softwares, open science, all of these things. When we say it's open, we are basically saying that they are accessible by anyone. They are freely, they are open. Okay. So when we talk about some of the platforms that are open, so as you can see on my screen, one of them is Wikipedia. We all know Wikipedia seems like a very famous platform, right? We also know that Android. How many of us know that Android is open? We have Flickr, we have Linux, we have Mozilla. So some of the browsers that we use, they are open. We have Creative Commons, which is an open license. We have MediaWiki. So this is the software that runs all the Wikimedia projects. We have Unsplash, this is like more like a photography platform where people share pictures for free. Flickr also. So these are examples. So just to give you an idea of what we are talking about, these are some of the examples of open softwares. Okay, then Wikipedia is one. So again, I'm taking you deep into the Wikimedia. So what exactly is Wikimedia? And people always confuse Wikimedia to Wikipedia and Wikipedia to Wikimedia. Again, they are not that different, but there's a little different, okay, which I'm going to show you. So Wikimedia itself is a global movement whose mission is to bring free educational content to the world. Again, look at the word Wikimedia. So anytime you see Wikipedians talking, they're like, I'm part of the Wikimedia movement. You hear that a lot if you're a Wikimedian, right? Or yeah, if you meet anyone from the Wikimedia ecosystem, you will hear them say this. I'm part of the Wikimedia movement. Okay, so the movement itself is called Wikimedia. Can we mute so that we can have okay, so the Wikimedia movement itself is called, sorry. It's called, it's a global movement whose mission. So once you become part or you are a Wikipedian or whatever, however you join, you become part of the global movement. And all that we are saying or we are working to achieve is to make sure that we are bringing free educational content to the world. That's our mission. Kwabla, please can you mute? Or is who someone is unmuted? Like, I don't know who it is. Let's try to mute so that we can have less interruption. Okay. So it does that through the various projects, individual and institution, and organized groups. So listen to the strategy that the movement is using. One, there's a global movement called Wikimedia. The mission is to bring free educational content to the world. How does it achieve that? That movement cannot achieve its mission alone or in isolation. How does it achieve its mission? It does that through projects, various Wikimedia projects. And if you see Wikipedia, we have Wikimedia Commons, we have Wikidata, all of these projects, it does that through them. Secondly, aside the projects like Wikipedia, Wikidata, Wikicommons, they are individuals. Because I mean, those projects cannot just produce content on its own. It needs individuals. So individuals are also tools through which we achieve this goal. Okay. So individuals like you who have joined, who are yet to become a certified trainer of our community, you are also included, including all the any volunteer around the world. Again, it does that through institutions and organized groups. So institutions like Women for Sustainability, institutions like Wikimedia Ghana, institutions like Open Foundation West Africa, all of these groups, they are global organizations as well, like Wikimedia Chad, Wikimedia UK, so many institutions, and not just Wikimedia institutions, they are also like affiliate organizations. Okay. Also, again, organized groups. So groups that are not so official, but also buy into this mission can join as well. Okay. So all of these things are very important. So let's look at the various Wikimedia projects. When you look at the Wikimedia projects, there are so many of them. Wikipedia is one of them, and that is what most of us know. When it comes to all the other projects, we don't even know of them. So that's a great opportunity to let you know these projects that Wikimedia affiliates. So aside Wikipedia, which is most famous, we have Wiktionary, we have Wikicodes, we have Wikibooks. Okay, so let me just take you briefly into let me just deep dive you into all, like give you a brief overview of each of them. So when you look at Wiktionary, is the dictionary aspects of the wiki. Okay, it's a wiki dictionary, just like an editable dictionary. Let's just say we've learned what a wiki is. So Wiktionary is an editable dictionary, okay, which allows us to document our languages in different languages and ascribe their words and meanings on them, just like the dictionary. So just like a dictionary on the internet, but then it's a collaborative one. For instance, when you come to Ghana, we speak so many languages, so many of them. I don't know if they're even up to 100, but how many of them have dictionaries? And most of these languages are disappearing gradually, like so fast, because the generations that are coming up are speaking English. Most of the people or our new generations don't even understand the indigenous languages. And as a way to salvage our indigenous language from disappearing, documentation is very important, okay? So that people can always have to learn. Imagine you're going for lectures to learn and there's nothing to read. How would you even understand the subject? You need something to read, you need something to refer to. That's how we learn. We learn from things that have been documented, okay? things that have been put together. So the dictionary is also a way that we see as a very useful tool to document our indigenous language. Any language that you speak, we can be able to document on Wiktionary. So it's up to the community, the various language community, to rise up to document. At the moment, not all the languages are on Wiktionary, and it's open. If you want to document your language, you need to come together and start your language wiki. If it's already there, you can add to it, improve. Okay, so it's a very good tool. The wiki codes is for documenting quotes from notable people. So if you're interested in quotes, especially those who like to go for political stuff and they are looking for quotes. There are various quotes from religion, educators, different categories of people and themes. Okay, you can find all those quotes and make use of them, use for your presentation, memorize them, like, and use it for whatever that you want. And we can also document quotes. So for instance, one campaign is called She Quotes. So during that campaign, we document a lot about women who have made significant quotes. We document all of them here. We have Wikibooks. So if you want to access books for your research, blah, 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 you can access it. So let me just go over. So Wikisource, more like like indigenous documents, those kind of original documents that have been, they can be archived or they can be documented on Wikisource and transcribed. We have Wikinews, documenting news. Wikiversity has different courses for different topics. We have Wikispecies, those who are interested in animal species, botany, those kind of people who are interested in, they like to document those kind of topic, animals and stuff like that. You can do that, different species of plants. Then we have Wiki Voyage, those who like traveling a lot. Wiki Voyage is good because it gives you information about the place, what to expect, the distance, the what transportation systems are working for those places. And it's not even just about you. You can also add to it Wiki Voyage about your place, your hometown. If we get there, what do we do? Where do we take a car to? What are the important places that I can visit in your hometown when I get there? All of this information are very important. So there's a whole community on all of these projects. Okay, so Wikipedia is just one, which is the most common, but there are communities, the Wikimedia Commons, those who like audiovisual, videos, photography, audios, and also they can share PDF files. Wikidata is more like the structured data of all Wikimedia projects. These data is machine readable. So sometimes when you ask Siri, Siri can tell you according to Wikipedia. And the reason why Siri is able to tell you according to Wikipedia is because it has leveraged this data on Wikidata. So lots of people, especially who build software tools and all of them, they're looking for data to use. And people find this data very useful, to build their models. So again, this data is machine readable, and that's why they can't use data here on Wikipedia, because it's not machine readable. This is the data that they can use because this is built in a way that is machine readable. The way that machines read things is different from the way that we human beings like to have things. Okay, and it's very easy to contribute to Wikidata. We have MetaWiki, which is we usually use it for a lot of documentation purposes on Wikimedia projects. Wikimedia Incubator is actually like, for instance, if you are starting a new language Wikipedia, it starts in an incubator, like we contributed to the time that it's ready to go out. The Wikimedia Cloud Service. Wikimedia Foundation is the organization responsible for all the Wikimedia projects. So again, aside these projects, there's an organization that has staff, members, people who work, okay, to work together with these various communities to bring solutions and also get supported, is the Wikimedia Foundation. They are responsible for collaborating with all the communities. So all of these projects are run by communities, the people out there, okay? A lot of them were even built by the same community out of several ideas that came out. So again, let's deep dive into the Wikipedia. What exactly is Wikipedia? Wikipedia, if you have no idea, it's boldly written the free encyclopedia. So what exactly are we talking about? We are talking about an encyclopedia here. What are some of the perceptions that people had about Wikipedia? You can put it in the chat, I'll read it. What are some of the perceptions that people have about Wikipedia? Most of the time we hear that Wikipedia is, I mean, like our teachers have told us, don't use Wikipedia, it's not good, anybody can edit, blah, blah, blah. We heard so many myths about Wikipedia, right? They are very common, and there is something that has been passed on from generation to generation. But let me ask you a question. How many of you, after hearing those myths about Wikipedia, have actually gone to do a research about it? I'm sure nobody. Okay. So just one sentence, Wikipedia is an aggregator of information, not a source. And that's one mistake that people always make. I was at a presentation at the University of Ghana, Food and Science, and one of the teaching assistant, the executive was telling me how their TAs, teaching assistants, mark them down whenever they use Wikipedia as a source. Why? You think he was so worried? Because he says anytime we use Wikipedia as a source, the TA mark them down. And what do you think could be the problem? The problem is that he is citing Wikipedia as a source, which is not supposed to be. Wikipedia doesn't own any of those messages or any of those information. And that's a fact. If you didn't take anything from today's training, know that take it away from today. Wikipedia doesn't own any of those information on that part. It's a repository. It's an aggregator of information. It's like a place where we are aggregating information. We are building knowledge, okay, collaboratively. It's a platform. It's like Uber. Some people, they used to think that Uber owned all those cars. So later when we all found out that Uber doesn't own one penny, like nobody's car. Uber doesn't own anybody's car. None of those cars that we use on Uber, Bolt, is owned by that platform. It's just a platform to provide service, to bring the people who need it, and then people who want it, okay? Like Tonaton, gg.com, all those platforms are bringing people who are interested to buy, people who are interested to sell. They bring this to each other. It's the same way when you come on Wikipedia, it is a platform that is bringing together people who are interested to contribute to knowledge and people who are interested to consume knowledge. Okay, so there's a group of people who are producing this knowledge, and there's another group of people who is utilizing this knowledge. If you have questions, you can be dropping it in the chat box. In the meantime, let's all make sure that we are muted so that we have a clean recording. Yeah, so exactly, like, how did this whole Wikipedia start from? It's very important that we know the fundamentals, how this whole journey started. So it was founded by Jimmy Wales and Larry Sanger. There were two people who founded Wikipedia, and that was in January 15, 2001. So every January 15, we celebrate Wikipedia birthday. If you notice, Wikipedia is coined from these two words, wiki, encyclopedia. And what is a wiki? A wiki is a website which allows collaborative editing of content and structure by its users. And it was founded by Ward Cunningham in 1994. So there's someone who founded this wiki website. And so when you see all those other wiki, they are not necessarily part of Wikipedia. We have WikiLeaks, all that is just telling you is that it's a website that people can edit, people can contribute. So when you hear wiki, that's what it actually means, an editable website, a website that other people can edit and put content on it. So that's how Wikipedia platform is. It's a wiki. Okay. And then pedia is coming from the word encyclopedia. Years back, this was our encyclopedia, and this was our website. I always say the encyclopedia. I mean, a lot of the Gen Zs, they don't even know what it is. Like, they've not seen this kind of encyclopedia before, because they came in a world where the internet is already like massive. Like, when we were born, there was no even internet. Okay, this was our internet. The encyclopedia was an internet. This kind of traditional encyclopedia, big books that were published, printed, and put in shelves. They were our encyclopedia. And today, we are thankful that Jimmy Wales founded and Larry Sanger founded this encyclopedia in 2001. That is an online encyclopedia. Again, these two people, at one point, one dropped off. And the reason being that when they founded the encyclopedia, they encountered several challenges. And one of them was that they wanted to mimic the way that the traditional encyclopedia was documented. When you look at those in traditional encyclopedia, they were contributed by very learned people who are professors, people who are experts in the knowledge. So they went through several peer reviews before even coming up with these kind of encyclopedia that were published and distributed to the whole world. Okay, so it was documented by a section of people and not everyone. And then again, during the first year, Jimmy Wills saw that there wasn't that much progress with the content that was being produced using the same way of documentation that was used in the traditional. And he was like, no, if this is how it's going to be, we are not going to reach our goal. Imagine how information is always being produced, and then you have a few people always doing the review and going through a whole lot of editorial process. It would take forever to get to where we are. He said, why not open up to everyone to document their story wherever they are? And that was when Larry Sanger dropped off and was like, no, an encyclopedia cannot be like this. And so he didn't buy that idea. He backed off, leaving Jimmy Wales alone. So when you see, most of the time you see Jimmy Wales and you don't even hear of Larry Sanger, it's because Larry Sanger dropped off the vision of allowing everyone to document. So yeah, so that's the whole history. You can go online to read more. So one thing that you should know is that Wikipedia is fact-based, collaborative website with the aim of vision of gathering the sum of all human knowledge. It's fact-based, and that's the important thing that we need to know. Okay, it's fact-based. So when we say an encyclopedia is fact-based, what are we saying? We are not saying that things that you can imagine of. Okay, we are talking about facts. Again, we are saying that it's collaborative, which means that other people can contribute, other people can edit. Okay, because it's not one person, it's a collaborative effort. And the aim is to gather the sum of all human knowledge. And what does this mean? It means that everybody's knowledge is important. Everybody's social contextual knowledge is very important in this encyclopedia. And so if you look at the way that they went about it the first time, if they have continued that way, I'm not sure you and I will have the opportunity to edit Wikipedia or contribute. I'm not sure even the Wikipedia we see today would have gone that buoyantly to what we see today. And the reason why it's gotten to this stage is because of the collaboration effort. What are some of the important facts about Wikipedia? What do we need to know about Wikipedia? I'm going to show you some important things that you need to know about Wikipedia. One, it has more than 300 languages. And that also means that any content that we put on English or any language Wikipedia has the potential to reach 300 more languages. Okay. And the interesting thing about this is it's human supervised translation. We are not talking about just machine translation or things that machines have translated. And some of these machine translated things can mislead people because machine is not perfect, but these are human beings that are translating these content into 300 languages. And so we can be able to learn about Chinese culture, Indian culture, and things that are happening in India that are being documented in India language. We can read them in our languages as well. And so can people who have documented information in Tree can also read them in Chinese. They can also read them in different languages. And so when you pick each Wikipedia article, it's able to tell you which languages are missing, which languages has that article been covered in. And also this is some of the work that Wikipedians do, translating articles into various languages. Okay. It has more than 27 billion words, and the number of articles altogether is more than 50 million now. Even I'm sure that there are even 60 million plus. And then on English Wikipedia, we have it's almost 7 million articles on English Wikipedia at the moment, and that's a lot. And the number of unique visitors, people who are unique. When I say unique, we are talking about unique devices. Okay, not that the same person has gone there 10 times and it's counting them. No, it counts your device as one. We have more than 500 million visitors every month, and it's currently ranked among the top 5, if not at worst top 10 websites in the world. And the number of page views per month, 25 billion people always going on Wikipedia to get information. And this is how powerful the tool is. And when we say Wikipedia is powerful, a lot of people underestimate it. People are on Wikipedia for information more than research they are on research papers, research documents, which are valuable information, but how does it get into the space where it's easy for people to just leverage, use, and easily understand? And that's where Wikipedia comes in. It bridges that gap between very technical documentation and public knowledge. Public knowledge that is easy for people to consume in a very easy format. Okay, so these are the facts that you should know about Wikipedia. What is a vision? We mentioned the vision of Wikipedia. We imagine a world in which every single human being can freely share in the sum of all knowledge. That's our commitment. So the vision, if you don't remember anything, remember this vision of Wikipedia. Imagine a world in which every single human being can freely share in the sum of all knowledge. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that everyone will be able to contribute to the knowledge and will also be able to freely tap into other people's knowledge and share. And you would think that why is this important? What is the purpose of all of this? For instance, I'm giving an example. For instance, I wanted to do a research about people in the north. We wanted to do a research about people in the north, and I'm not able to travel to the north to get pictures, to document all of those to document all of those pictures that would have made my research more concrete. Okay. But if someone who is in the north has taken those pictures and shared it on Commons, I can use it freely. Okay. So it's very important. It saves me time. I don't even have to go there. So there are important things that you need to know about Wikipedia. These are the 5 pillars. If you don't take anything at all, take this point, very important point. There are 5 pillars of Wikipedia. 1, Wikipedia is an encyclopedia. That's what we should know. So anytime you are writing on this platform, know that it's an encyclopedia and not a diary. So have in mind that you are writing on an encyclopedia. 2, it is written from a neutral point of view. I'm not sure any encyclopedia is written from someone's perspective or passion, okay? No matter how you love someone or you are biased against someone, when you get to Wikipedia, let all those biases disappear and be neutral. Just write facts straight to the point. Wikipedia is a free content that anyone can use to edit, distribute. I've seen so many news websites who have just copied the same thing on Wikipedia and they just published it on their website about a particular person or a particular story or a particular site. It's fine. Wikipedia will not arrest you for doing that. Because why? Because it's open, it's free for you to edit, distribute it. That's just how the encyclopedia is. Okay, but for students, your teachers don't want that because they don't like copy and paste. It's almost as though you didn't add any work to it. So I wouldn't advise students to do those things that some of these news websites do. As a student, always look at the reference for more information and try to make sure that you are getting the right details that you need. Okay, don't just copy and paste because we are not told to do that. Even when you're writing on Wikipedia, don't copy and paste from other websites and paste it on Wikipedia. Wikipedia doesn't accept copy and paste content, okay? You need to paraphrase it. Wikipedia's editors should treat each other with respect and civility. The first time I was in a Wikipedia training, I heard this. I said, what is this? Why? Aren't we respectful? So I I had an encounter with one user who was like, my article needs to be deleted, and it became a hot argument. And the kind of heat it's generated. And I realized that also that he was also, I don't know, some of these admins can be difficult, but then I won the case and my article got to the public. Sometimes when you're writing about living people, you go through a lot of scrutiny. Okay. Yeah. Because they feel like people like to use the article Wikipedia as a PR to like, gain visibility. I'll tell you the importance of that later on. And Wikipedia has no firm rules. There's no like rigid rules. This is this. But then there are the fundamental things that you should take notice. This it's written from a neutral point of view, and all of this. Anyone can edit. So you can start an article, someone will come and add to it. Usually people start an article with 1 paragraph. In the next moment, we have like a full paragraph, okay? There are very important things that you should note of whenever you are writing on Wikipedia. 1, consider the source. 2, check the author. It's not all sources that is accepted on Wikipedia. You should note that. It's not all sources that is accepted on Wikipedia. We only use sources on credible websites. Okay, like in Ghana, we have Joy News, City News, Graphic Online. We have some of these journal research papers that are credible. Okay, international wise, we have the BBC, we have the Al Jazeera, all of these platforms. Okay, because it's only trying to aggregate facts about the world, like things that are true, because it's an encyclopedia. We don't want to tell people things that are not true and mislead people, especially for such a powerful encyclopedia. We don't want to mislead people. So another thing you should notice that check the author. There are some authors that are noted for writing false information, especially even if you are talking about experts information like health, why something that is like you should know who is writing about those topics. Okay, so check the author, check the date. Sometimes the information you are adding is either not valid anymore or it has changed. For instance, like things like presidential elections, presidents of countries, all these kind of information are not static. They are not just like things that are stable. They change from time to time. Okay, so always check the dates and make sure that you're not writing something that is past, especially when you're doing a research upon a certain topic. Usually when I'm doing a research up, for instance, like climate change topics or something like that, I would always check the year, because sometimes you see a lot of these research, but when you go and check the years, it's like 2015, 2016, 2001. So I'm like, no, that I don't need that information. I need like what is the current statistics. Okay, so I'll add the year and add it. So if you are not careful, you are going to highlight, let's say, the impact or statistics of 2005 when we are actually in 2024. Okay, so take note of that. Also check your biases. As human beings, we have what we call unconscious bias. We also have beliefs, whether we like it or not. We all have biases. We all have assumptions in our minds. We assume that, for instance, there's a research that some people were doing, and then just because of where they are coming from, they assume that the head of the household is a man. So that is assumption. It's just something that's a fact. Meanwhile, it's not every head of every household that the head is a man. There are some people, they are single parent women. They are automatically their own head of their own household. Okay, and even those, not all of them, even with husbands, have their husbands as head. Sometimes it's the women who are head, depending on different cultural context. So we need to put down our biases and just be neutral. We also need to read beyond. Don't read just one thing and think that is enough. Read beyond that topic and then see what other people are also saying. Get supporting sources. Haven't you seen that there's some information? It's just one person who published it. We don't even see any other person who published it. Those kind of information, we don't. I mean, if it's something that is relevant and important, you'll see it in one or two places. Okay, at least not just one person saying that thing. Make sure that it's not a joke. Sometimes you can see a very serious information. I think that there was some time this is Sarkodie had accident, something, only to see that the whole thing was a joke. Okay, let's try to read beyond and make sure that whatever that we are writing is not a joke, because now our world is full of like so many jokers, comedians all over the place, and sometimes trying to um, scramble to find facts can be difficult. So it's our duty to make sure that we avoid all of those things and ask experts. If it's a topic that you think that you're not privy to it, you don't have that knowledge. For me, I sometimes don't really like to write about technical stuff or topics that I don't really have like knowledge in. Like I'm not an architect. I don't know anything that has to do with architect. I don't know how to go about because I don't have that expert knowledge. If I want to write about those topics, then I would have to get some people to pick their minds on to understand that specific thing. Okay. So it's always important to ask experts. One thing that we should know that people always mistake it from and get into trouble They think that Wikipedia is a commercial tool, a PR tool. It's not. It's not a commercial tool. It's not a place for advertisement. And so when you look at Wikipedia, anytime you go to Wikipedia, you don't see ads, right? You don't see ads and advertisements and all of those things because it's not a commercial tool. It's not a PR tool. It's not a place to. So when you begin to become a Wikipedia editor, you will really get people who are coming to you. Write my Wikipedia article for me. Write my Wikipedia organization for me. Write this for me. They will be seeking your services. And most of the time, they are going to document their own article the way that they like it, like a PR language, and tell you to write it in the same way. Because it's not a PR tool, we don't write in that way. So don't accept those kind of writers. You can read it fine, but then don't use that format to write those articles. We'll show you next week. There's going to be a deep dive into the practical. This is the theoretical concept that will prepare you very well for the practical aspect. So you don't require any special access to use it. Note that you don't require any special access to use Wikipedia. So don't let anybody lie to you. Go and ask permission before you can edit Wikipedia or you can use Wikipedia. No, it's open. Unlike the conventional encyclopedia, it covers live events or occurrences. One important thing about this encyclopedia is that when something happened now, we are publishing. When we go for the Ghana polls in December and a new president is elected, we are going to publish it that day on Wikipedia. But if we had look at the conventional encyclopedia, those days encyclopedia, would have gone through several peer reviews, blah, 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 before the next version, or how do they call it? The next section, I don't know how they call it, will be published, okay? Before we get to even read about our next president on that encyclopedia, okay, because it goes through a lot of process. Sometimes they'll bring version 1 every 3 years, or every 2 years they'll bring another version, or every 5 years they'll bring another version. So that way, it delays information, because that by the time that thing will come back to our world, human beings, we've moved on. That information is no more important, and that's why we are seeing a lot of media houses making mistakes, especially even credible media houses, because the scramble, the fight, the competition to be the first to publish information is high, and that's why they all fell into a victim recently with the with the Chef Smith issue. Okay, and it's not proprietary. Okay, it's not proprietary. So these are things that we should take note of. There are fun facts that we should know about Wikipedia. Do you know that only 2.6% of the content that exists on Wikipedia is about Africa, according to the Guardian in 2026? Even now in 2024, looking at the data, live data on Wikipedia, the statistics hasn't changed. This was a Guardian publication when they did the research. And currently, that statistic hasn't changed. Okay, some people have it that it's getting to 3%, but it hasn't changed at all. So when you would you believe that Antarctica, I don't know if any of you have heard of Antarctica, nobody lives there because of the weather condition in Antarctica is very, it's uninhabitable. It's very difficult for human beings to live there. So usually you'll find researchers, tourists who want to go and feel the place and come back. It has very terrible weather, okay, that makes it impossible for people to try to stay there forever, like to make their that place their home. Look at this big Africa. So this place, they are just researchers who are coming here to do research and go. Visitors who come and experience 1 second and go. See this whole Africa. Africa is now the focus on the world, because Africa has a very high population, very high youthful population. So many human beings filled this whole place. But even information about Antarctica is far more than the whole continent together. This is a big problem. Why has so much, what is here in Antarctica that is so much written about than a whole continent with so many people? It means that Africans are not documenting. We don't document. Even in Nkrumah's time, if our fellow brothers in the Western world didn't come to Africa to document all those Nkrumah history, all of these things, we ourselves were not documented. We're relying on oral sources, oral source information, they get dilute. Your grandmother has a different version of what happened in Nkrumah's time. My grandma has a different version. Everybody's grandma has their version. What is the fact? What actually happened? We don't know because they are in oral history, except those that were documented by our white fellows, brothers. Again, if you look at all the edits that is coming from the whole world, see Africa. When you talk about edits between 1 to 10,000, okay, who is leading with the 1 to 10,000 edits? It's Africa, of course. And even with the gray parts, those are not even like showing properly. Okay. So Africa is not doing well, except like some few countries who have gotten into 10,000, 50,000. So these are the two that Africa is leading on. The first two, when it comes to major edits that are happening, 1 million, blah, 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 blah. See, they are coming from these countries here. Okay, this part of our world. See, they are so deep. They are contributing so much on Wikipedia, even to the extent that for a long time in the past, so we are advocating for Africans to write about their own work. They were writing about our story. They were writing about our articles when they are not actually here to have the actual information. So we are saying that Africans need to rise up to write their own story. And how can we do that? One of the things that we've noticed over the years that Africans don't even know they can write on Wikipedia. How can we bridge that gap? We need to train people. We need to build capacity. So that's why as upcoming trainers, this mentorship is to prepare you so that you can translate that skills in not even just for our community, but also for other communities, other places where you find yourself. You can transfer that skill and you yourself can also contribute to knowledge gap. So another important fact that you should know is that when it comes to even Wikipedia again, there's so many systematic things that could have caused a lot of systematic bias on the content. The reason being that only 90% of male editors on the platform. Okay, when it comes to men, and most of them are white men, like people in the Western world, 90% are men. So what are the women? 9% are women and 1% identify as other genders. And this is a huge gap. So how can a great platform that is serving the whole world information have just 9% of women editing that platform? And the reason why that is a problem which you will not understand is because Wikipedia is edited by volunteers. And what that means is that volunteers write things they love to write about. You don't force any volunteer to write any topic. Unless there's a campaign that has a specific topic they join to contribute to that topic, on their own, they can document about any topic. And so if we have 90% of men, what are we going to see? We're going to see the topics that men are most interested in. And it's very obvious that has contributed to a lot of bias in terms of the articles that is being generated. For instance, when you look at, when you look at these statistics again, there are, at the moment, there are also 80% plus articles that are about, when you look at biographies of people, okay, more than 80% is about men. So it's almost as though the men just like to write about their fellow men. And then 20% is about women. So we are seeing that these gap about gender gap representation on Wikipedia could also be as a result of the systematic bias. That's editors that are more of male dominated. They don't like to write about women. They like to write about football. Even if you look at the football players and all of that, they are mostly men that they write about. Who is writing about the women who are football players? Okay. So a lot of these things is rising. So we are also encouraging more women to be on this platform to contribute. Okay. A lot of women are encouraged to participate in the Wikimedia movement. So these are affiliate organizations, program organizers, the statistics from different countries. So if you look at when it comes to affiliate organization, the Western Europe, they are leading. Let's see Africa, that's what we are most interested in. Okay, so we have a lot of kind of an average people who are organizing, mobilizing people from Africa, but Africa is the second largest continent in the world. So we expect that Africa should have been high, but it's still like kind of low. We'll look at program organizers. Africa is here, and volunteers, developers. Africa is still here. And when it comes to editors, they are very small. So in as much as, so you see that there's so much effort being put in organizers, organizers are organizations or individuals that are bringing people together to edit. This is how it is. And then program organizers. Then we have editors. So we put in so much effort, but people are not editing. This is how low the editors are. So there are several ways that you can contribute to Wikipedia. You can contribute in your own language. You can contribute from specific fields or professions. So there are people who like to write in their own language is welcome. You can contribute in specific fields or professions. So there are people who are photographers, developers, who are in Wikipedia doing building tools. A lot of the tools you see on Wikipedia, they are being developed by developers. There are photographers, people who are interested in photography. People who are interested in photography, they also contribute to Wikipedia. Other people also use it as classroom assignments. So incorporating Wikipedia in the classroom and using it as classroom collaborative work is also allowed. Then improving the quality of articles by adding citation and sources. So other people also add more sources to Wikipedia. People add sources to these articles, and people do proofreading and copy editing. Okay, so you can proofread and copy edit things on Wikipedia. So the reason being that sometimes, when you yourself write a research paper or an article, sometimes it takes someone else to see that you have made a mistake or a grammatical error. So it's always good to proofread. That's what some people like to contribute on Wikipedia by just proofreading, which is totally fine. You don't need to always start a new article, okay? So there are several importance of contributing to Wikipedia. Once you contribute, you are building capacity opportunity for youth in writing, reading, and research proficiency. Advantage of learning how to write in an encyclopedic tone. So you learn how to write in an encyclopedic tone. If you know how to write on Wikipedia, you can do any literature review. It builds your capacity. As you do that, you gain more knowledge for yourself. To document and preserve history, culture, heritage, of course. Again, it gives us the opportunity to document our own story, our culture. People like to write about food, dance, festivals, things that are very historic, important, and other people can always come back to read it. It's there for life. And document and preserve local languages. Also, again, all the articles like we see on Wikipedia can be documented in our indigenous languages. So again, it's a way that we use to preserve our indigenous languages. And it's an opportunity to share your work and academic knowledge to the world. A lot of research work are hidden or they are just on research repository system. How many people have access to them? These research can come into the public access through Wikipedia, okay? So it also gives global visibility, okay? And helping to augment the biases that contribute to colonized world. Also, you can also help to break down the biases. For instance, there are not many women topics written about on Wikipedia. We can look at bridging that gap by documenting about women. So let's go into Wikipedia. If you have, how many of you have your Wikipedia account? We'll open up for questions very soon. We're almost wrapping up. How many of you have a Wikipedia account? Anytime you go on the Google search and you open Wikipedia, you're most likely to see something like this, okay? English Wikipedia. These are the various languages that Wikipedia. So these are like more like the top languages that has more articles, okay? Then when you go to this side, you can search for more language. When you come down here, you see other languages. You can search for your language here, or you can look for your language in this section. Okay, there are so many language Wikipedias. They are all linked. So when you go to this side, you'll see create accounts. So there's also one way to create accounts. Those who did the registration, you will realize that you are allowed to create your account in the process. So anytime you create your account, you see your name pop up here when you log in, okay? Usually you use your username, password, and confirm. This is how it looks like. But if you use the registration tool, you should be able to see it. So Avisen, you see your username here. And then this is where you get notification. If another user message you or there's an information that you need to know, you'll see it pop up here. Then you'll see your sandbox. Sandbox is a place that you can use to play around. You use and you see preferences. So preferences is your settings for your account, okay? Watch list, contributions. You can also check your edits. One interesting thing about Wikipedia is that any contribution you make is not gone in waste. That's the good thing about it, because sometimes when you join certain communities, it's like, all my efforts, they don't see it. They are either logging your meeting attendance or something, but those things, they are not even visible to everybody, okay? The good thing about the Wikipedia is that your global edit is visible to everybody. If I pick your username right now, I can tell whether you are a good Wikipedian or not, or you are editing Wikipedia, what you are editing, we can tell, okay? So that's a good thing, so that when there are opportunities, people can reward you. So let's go into the browser, okay? Are there any questions at this moment? I've been the one talking. So let's do the practical deep diving. So I go into Wikipedia. Okay, so this is the interface of Wikipedia. And when you look at this side, you see it shows you global contribution. Always try to check your preference. So you can go to your preference. You can check, when you check your preference, go to your user profile. Then check your email. This will allow you to receive email notification if someone on the wiki sends you a message. Sometimes when you create an article and someone feels like, oh, I've approved the article, it will come to your email. So allow other users to email me. So if there's any on wiki stuff, we collaborate with the global community all over the world. So sometimes you can receive messages, updates, or and something that will draw your attention to something. You can always choose that. You can always make sure that you are choosing that, and make sure that your visual editor is also enabled. This allows you to edit like you are editing a Google Doc. Okay, so you can choose. So when you go to beta, you can go to your editing preference. So these are the two most important things. Other things, you can always check on them later on. So when you go on Wikipedia, there are two things that you can do: improve existing article or create a new article. There are various articles that we can create about. I'll share some templates with you to give you the orientation or format. But then next week, we'll deep dive into more of the practical editing. So today is just to take you through the theoretical aspect. I hope that it was clear. If you are not no clarity or you have questions, please, this is the time to ask the question so that we can address your question. Are there any questions at this time? Do you have any question about this whole thing? So as this mentorship, we are hoping that we could support you enough so that you can be able to master this skill. Is there any? Okay, there's a question in the chat. It's been very informative. Okay, thank you. Okay, so before you write in the article, always search in the search box. Okay, if the article doesn't exist, for instance, I want to write about Ofori actor. I'm just using, I'm sure the article is there. Let me do it quick. Just do that. You search for that article. It says the page Oforiata does not exist. You can click on Oforiata to create a page. That's how you start a new article. Once you click this, it starts creating a new article. Do you see? Do you see? For some people, it will suggest, especially as new users, it will suggest to start in your samples. Just go ahead and click and start it. Ask other people to look at your article for you, okay? Don't just be in a hurry. Also, there's nothing new under the sun. Look at how other articles has been written about people. For instance, if they are politicians or if they are researchers or educators, look at the person that you're writing about, which category they fall in, and look for another article that have similar thing. And don't stress yourself if you don't find that information you are looking at, like a specific information about the person on the internet. Use what you find on credible sources to come up with the start of the article. That's the most important thing. Okay. Sometimes the information you want to write about it, like I was writing an article about a certain woman. She has 4 siblings, but then again, we didn't see. I didn't see any publications anywhere that has 4 siblings. Okay, it's not so. I will not even add it. Okay. Some people want to force and add a lot of things because they've heard or they've seen it somewhere. People know, like the person that she's married, but there's no where that is published that she's married. Don't worry your head. Just write the few things that you find about the person and then it's fine. Okay. So again, this is like when you are starting a new article. We'll go deep dive next week. Let me show you how to update an existing article. This is an article of list of Infante Pim school. This is also an article that people write. List of Infante Pim school alumni. Interesting article. So these are people who are notable in society and they attended Infantipim. So politicians who attended Infantipim, they've listed them all here. Okay. Okay. Wow. Law, business. So they've categorized them into different fields. And all of these people, do you see they have blue links? It means they are notable people. They are on Wikipedia. So it means that that Infantipim school has actually churned a lot of notable like people that are making giant strides in our society. Okay, so let's pick one of them and edit about them. Okay, a lot of them are men. Or you see how what I'm saying? A lot of the women article are not there, so we don't even see the women featuring here. See all the men. So are we saying that well, maybe the school is a men's school, right? So that's why we are seeing all of them as men. I guess that's the bias. I wanted to bring my biasness here. But anyway, so this is an example of an article. Okay, Ashford Emmanuel in Kumsa. This article doesn't even have a picture. So if we know this person, we can take a picture of the person and add it. So we can edit this article. To edit this article, this is where we go. So for instance, if I have a picture to add, I can go to insert image and it will ask me whether the image is in my device. This is how I go about it. If it's on Wikimedia Commons, I can search for the title of the article. This repository here is a Wikimedia Commons repository. And this one here will come from my device. But always make sure that the picture belongs to you. Because it'll ask you, is this my own work? You need to go through some copyright check boxes, okay? So that we know that the picture is safe and open for everyone to use. Okay, so when we want to add like we want to correct a grammar, like let's say in January 1992, so there's a comma here, so I can add a comma like this and publish. Whenever I do this, is one publish, is one edit. Okay. Whenever I do this, I've gained one edit automatically. I have one edit to my account. Okay. So that's how easy it is to get an edit as a Wikipedian. Okay. So I can edit this section again, or if I feel like there's some paragraph that is missing, okay, I can just go and add a section. Let's say another heading. What heading do you think is missing? We have early life and education, career, politics. Let's say let me add education. Let's assume education is not there. I will just highlight education like this.
Hello.
And come again.
It's not showing.
Oh, sorry. Is she the only one experiencing that?
No,
It's not showing, right?
not the only one. Yes, please.
Okay, so what do you see on my screen?
Event details.
Oh no. So all this while you've not been. Oh,
Wiki for Human Rights, W for S Africa.
sorry. Let me share it again. So sorry about that. Is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes, it's
Yes,
visible.
please.
Oh,
Early life and education.
then you've missed a lot. Sorry.
Yes, I thought it was my network.
Oh, nobody alerted me. Okay. Okay. So let me just go through one more time. So for instance, when you open an existing article, this is an example, Ashford Emmanuel cancer. Okay, this article like this doesn't have a picture. If you have a picture of Emmanuel Ashford, what you can do is after you have logged in, you see I've logged in, I have my username, blah, blah, blah is showing. I can go to edit. It's just like you're editing any document, okay? Sometimes Yeah, you go to edit. Then you can even add the picture in this info, but I don't want to stress you with this long process. Like imagine there was no info box. Just go here, insert image, upload. If you click on upload, it means you are picking it from your device. It will take you straight into your device to select the picture. Then you check, is this my own work? Yes. But sometimes people who attend events, like let's say you go for a gospel show, that's when you meet all these celebrities. You can take a picture and upload them. They want to be online. So sometimes someone will ask, did you ask permission about hair before publishing? Even the news platform, they don't ask permission about them. They themselves, they want to be visible. Okay. So it's not a problem for people. That's why we say people who are notable. Okay, because those people are people who are already online. They are already out there. So taking a picture of that person, for instance, went for an NFA event. That's when you meet a lot of these actors, actresses, you can take them a picture. You can go as a Wikipedian. Wikipedia opens so many opportunities. You can collaborate with organizations. Say, oh, I'm a Wikipedia. We want to profile you. That. It's just how you communicate and navigate your way through as a Wikipedian. You can get so many connections, partnerships, and all of that because it's a very useful skill. So you can imagine I've taken a picture of one of this person. I'll just go straight to my device. If not, if I search this here, it's taking me to Wikimedia Commons. Wikimedia Commons is the audiovisual repository. So you see a lot of pictures and stuff like that. And these are some of the pictures that I uploaded myself. Okay, I went to the University of Environment and Sustainability. I realized that university is not even on Wikipedia, on Wikimedia Commons. So I uploaded the pictures, you see. So if we write an article of this university, we can upload the pictures as well. This is how the university looks like. That was my first time seeing the university. And I've shared it online for other people to use. So but then I can search for other ones to see if that person is there, but it's not there. That's why they've not added. That's why nobody has added it. Okay. So that's one way. You can correct grammar, like I told you. We can correct grammar. For instance, we want to add a comma here. Okay. Sometimes you can even use AI tools to check grammatical errors. So you can even copy this whole text on an AI tool to check grammatical error, like Grammarly. Okay. It will tell you, oh, this one was spelled wrongly, this one was spelled correctly, this one was this, that. Then you can be able to correct. Also know that the Wikipedia platform is more of like, it uses a lot of the US English English. So sometimes instead of Z, you might see S. So that one is not really a big deal. Okay. You can use it interchangeably. But for major corrections, like there's a comma supposed to be here or something like that, you can add it. Okay. So for instance, my Grammarly inbuilt is telling me that it would be good for a comma to be here, so I can add it. Okay. Anytime I publish like this, it gets me one edit. That's how easy people do typo correction. Again, you can also add sections. So for instance, you went to see this article was only 2 sections, let's say early life, and it ended. There are articles like that, they are very short, like 1 paragraph and 2 paragraph, and it's done. It doesn't have more, and you feel like, oh, there's more about this person. Let me add this category called career. Okay. I would highlight it like this and click on the heading. You see it has become a heading. Then I'll start writing, okay? Blah, 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 blah. So make sure that every statement or paragraph we put there has a source. So you see that all this information here, they came from these sources, these 2 sources here, you see? So you need to justify where that information is coming from. In January 1992, he was employed by Marcel blah 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 Limited, Kumasi, as an abstract clerk. In June 1990. So where is this information coming from? It's coming from here. It's not coming from Wikipedia. It's coming from these sources here. You see, they've referenced it. Okay, so if you want to read more, you go. So when teachers ask you to reference, don't go and reference Wikipedia. Go and click on this reference and get the full detail. Click on this reference and get the full detail, and rather reference these ones. Okay, don't go and reference Wikipedia. So for instance, I found some information that are useful. I want to add blah, 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 blah. I will come and cite here. And usually you copy and paste. You see, is an example. Paste the URL. So for instance, if you find it on City FM, copy the URL and just paste it here and create. It will just insert automatically. Do we get it? Okay, if you are using a book, you have to use a manual. Then you choose a book. If it's a journal, you choose a journal. If it's a website, that I noticed that graphic online, their websites, I don't know how they did it, but you can't add it automatically. Usually you have to add it like this. So you add the last name, the first name of the author, the date, the title of the article, and then you paste the actual URL here, then some few things, and then you are done. You insert it. Okay, but most of the articles, you can paste it and it will go automatically. Most of the references, the URLs, okay? So do you get it? So this is how you add a section. So sometimes the ways that we write articles, just adding sections, improving specific things on existing article. Sometimes when you know how to write on Wikipedia, you get people like reaching out to you and update my article for me, this, that, but we always go with the mindset that we are writing on a neutral basis. I mean, it's not a place for bias, because sometimes they want you to write in a way that they like it, they want to hear it. No, you need to let them know that you write only based on facts, the facts that are online on credible sources. So if you don't find that information online on credible sources, we are not going to be using those. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, that brings me to the end of today's session. We are already at time is 5:30, 35. We're supposed to end at 5:35, 5:30. And then the rest is open for questions. If you have questions, you can ask. If there are no questions, we can continue next week or on the page. Can I write a new article on a topic, or I have to add my opinion on someone else? You can do both. You can write a new article on a topic, or you can add information on existing article. And the information is supposed to be a fact, like it's not your personal opinion, but you can write based on what is already out there. So for instance, one of the celebrities or MPs just married. Okay, so now you can add he's married and add the reference. Yes, I'll share the slides to you on the group. I can do that. I can do that as soon as we are done. Okay, so yeah, I think that should be, let me stop the recording, and then I have just few more minutes, then we can close the session.
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Please, I want to know, in order to edit an already existing article, do you need permission from the original editor, or because it's a community, you can just go ahead and then edit?
That's a brilliant question. You can just go ahead and edit. You don't need permission from anyone.
Okay. What if what you add to the article kind of I don't know how to put it, but then it throws light away from what the original editor was trying to put across.
For what you want to add to the article is different from.
It could be about the same thing, but then I don't really know how
I want to get your question.
to put it, but
Yeah,
maybe what you add to the article. Pardon?
Come again.
Hello.
Yeah.
I was hearing something background, so
Oh, no problem. Go ahead.
I was saying that. So maybe what if what you add to the article maybe ends up being a false statement or something, and then now it becomes so wait. Okay, I also want to know
So
when you edit an article, does your information is your information added to that of the first editor or something?
yes, yes. So when you look at the article history, you'll be able to see what everybody is adding to the article. Okay.
Oh, okay. So your section,
When you click, you see this history here.
your name will be included with your section. What? Oh, okay, okay.
Yes.
Thank
Have
you.
you seen the editor just made? Have you seen? Have you seen that
Yes.
appeared here? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Everyone who edited,
Okay.
the person who started the article, this person wrote, this person also added. So you see everyone's section. And if there's a particular section, person section that was inappropriate, it can an admin can undo it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. You get it? They can undo it. So sometimes
Okay.
you see that if you don't add something that's accurate, they can undo that edit.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Is there any more question? I think we are done for today. Please leave you if you are.
Yes. Hi. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, please. Okay, please go ahead.
Please, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay. Please, assuming I have an article to create, but do not have a manual reference or any digital website or digital source to use as a reference, but rather audio. Please, how do I use the audio to reference the article?
So because Wikipedia, I'm sure next week we'll delve deep into the editing itself. It's supposed to be verified. Like we already mentioned, Wikipedia doesn't own any sources. Secondly, Wikipedia doesn't use audio references, oral sources, because they are very hard to fact check because they are based on what people have heard or seen. It's kind of difficult than something that is written. That's why when you go to court, they are like, they need like proper, even courts, quite they use oral, so it's because they can tell if it's your voice or is that person's voice or blah blah. Here's the case. Oral information is hard. They haven't really approved that yet because one of the things that we're fighting for is that Africa has a lot of oral documentations. Why can we use some of these oral documentation? But again, they need to be like published text article. Okay, we can use those audio ones as backup supporting documents. Do we get it? Yeah, we can use them as backup. That's we have a fact, we have a reference already, and then we are just adding it as a backup. But then to use it as a main source, no, it might not fly. Is there any more questions?
Hello. Good evening.
Evening.
Thank you very much for taking us through this session. I don't know if this question has been asked, or I don't know if I wasn't paying so much attention, but I tried to start a new article, but then I was directed to my sandbox. I went there to do some things, but still it's like I'm supposed to submit it for a draft for review before I can publish or start something.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's because I'm a new user or
Yes, it's
I
because
don't know.
yes, it's normal. It's because you're a new user.
Okay.
That's why I took you there. So
Okay.
the sandbox allows you space, safe space, so that people will not easily come and delete your article and say speed deletion, because sometimes when you're new, we encounter those. If you publish straight away and then it's like speedy deletion, it can demotivate you. So it allows you the flexibility to show to other people to review before you submit. So in this case, you can show to other people who have experience to look at your article. You can share it on the group, Oh, can someone, don't feel free, let your article come up, because that's where people can help you to make this article go live. And it's always so good for you, especially when you are publishing a new article, that other people are also collaborating on the article. It makes it like, it shows that other people's inputs are also
That's okay.
So feel free to share it with me, share it with anyone.
Okay.
That article.
I can also submit it for the review there, because I was asked to submit for a review before.
Yeah, no, say it before you submit it for review, because once you submit it for review, all admins can now.
Oh,
yes, once you submit it for review, any admin can come today now and say, hey, maybe if the article has some issues here. So let's look at it first and we'll push it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. So please, all those who joined today's session, we are marking attendance because we want to groom, we want to make sure that we are grooming or we are graduating the right people for our ambassadors to become our ambassadors. Okay. And we'll continue to support you through this journey. Okay. So those who are ambitious to write an article, those who edit any article, you can share it with us on the chat on the WhatsApp group, and then we'll help you. Okay, so that brings me to the end of today's session. If there are no more questions, thank you all so much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ruby, for taking us through this training. It's been very, 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 very educative, and we do appreciate your time spent with us. And to all our new trainers as well, thank you so much for making time. And I know that our next session, where we'll have the practical hands-on, will be available as well. So we'll end our session for today here, and we hope to see you next week. So thank you all very much. Enjoy your evening. Bye.
Bye.
Please share your user on the group, or I don't know, we'll bring a form around so you can add your names.
Yeah. And please don't forget to follow our social media handles if you haven't done that. Please, on Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, please do try and follow us. Thank you.